Hi, this is a guided practice of three-dimensional breathing or diaphragmatic breathing with pelvic floor awareness. Feel free to just listen to this recording, or you can watch me if you choose. You can be standing, seated, or lying on your back for this practice. So our first step is to lengthen our neck and raise our head. Imagine that there's a string pulling your head upward from the top of your head, not throwing your head back, but just raising your head gently. And now spread your collarbones, feeling that your shoulders are opening up, not throwing back, but just opening up gently. So now your spine is more upright and stacked, and your spine is holding you up. So now you're able to relax your abs. We're going to relax our ab muscles to create more space for that deep breathing. And this is something we often forget to do. We tend to grip our abs for all sorts of reasons. So this is the time to just let those abs relax. Let your belly be a belly. Open up, relax. When you think your abs are relaxed, let them relax even more as your back holds you up. And now we're able to take a deep, slow breath. Imagine filling all the way to the bottom of your lungs, not pushing or forcing, just allowing the air to enter deeply. Ideally breathing in through your nose if that's possible. No problem if not. And exhaling at your own pace. Inhaling deeply, feeling those lungs expand. And you might even sigh out through the mouth. Now let's focus on the rib cage. We should feel the rib cage expanding as we take this deep diaphragmatic breath. You might even put your hands gently on the sides of your ribs and see if you can expand your ribs into your hands as you breathe in. Feel that expansion as your lungs expand, your rib cage expands, and then it gently comes back together. Now tune into the feeling of your belly expanding. What's really happening is that your diaphragm muscle, our diaphragm muscle is at the base of our rib cage, and it's pushing downward as we breathe in. And as it pushes downward, the abdominal organs tend to be pushed outward, getting out of the way. And then they drift back in as we breathe out. And this is a beautiful massage for our abdominal organs. Helps guard against constipation. Brings blood flow, relaxation. So good. Now let's focus on the feeling of breathing out the back of our rib cage. If we focus on it, we might notice that our rib cage is expanding out the back as well. Just a little bit. Feel your whole cylinder growing larger. And then gently coming back in. This is helpful against back pain. We're getting more oxygen to the brain and to the body, and we're sparking a feeling of relaxation. Deep, slow breathing helps us relax and find more calmness and clarity for whatever we're facing. Now tune into that feeling of the diaphragm muscle going downward. It's deep inside you. Maybe you can feel something like a pressure at the bottom of your rib cage going downward. This is not something everyone feels at first. We have such a habit of chest breathing that we may not be even activating our diaphragm until we practice this a bit more. So see if you can open up and let that diaphragm muscle go downward as you breathe deeply. Now the diaphragm muscle forms the top of our core, and the pelvic floor is actually the bottom of our core. It's in the pelvis, just like the diaphragm is in the rib cage. And as the diaphragm pushes down, it pushes down on the core, and actually the pelvic floor responds by slightly going downward. And going downward is the relaxation phase of our pelvic floor. So this deep breathing is really excellent, especially if you have a tight pelvic floor, which many people do. This is going to help it relax, get the blood flow and the tone that it needs. And as we tune into it now, we're reinforcing that mind-body connection that can really help us against leaks and other symptoms. So let's tune in. As we breathe in, it's a very subtle sensation and you may not get it at first. Notice if you feel anything in your pelvis. So just relax. Remember, relax your abs and relax your whole pelvis. Relax everything down there. Your back is holding you up. And see as you breathe in gently and deeply, if you feel a sensation in your pelvis, it may feel like spreading. It may feel that your sit bones are just getting a little bit farther apart. It may feel like a lowering. You may feel it's more toward the back, as if your buttocks are spreading farther apart, just very subtly. And as you breathe out, it just gathers a little bit back together. See if you can tune into that. It's happening automatically. We're not making it happen. We're just tuning in. It's very mindful. It's great for our mind-body connection. Noticing that gentle flow like a wave inside of us, of the deep breath. It's also called three-dimensional breathing because we're expanding in every direction, all around the belly, front, back, sides, and our chest is also expanding, and we're also expanding downward, our abdomen and our pelvic floor, as we take these beautiful deep breaths at our own pace, not pushing or forcing. And just take a moment to scan your body now that you've been doing this deep breathing. And maybe if you feel any tension, you can send your breath there in your imagination. And just enjoying the feeling of the breath and the feelings in your body. Thank you for joining me, and stay fierce.